It's dawn in the prehistoric jungle. Mist drifts through the tall trees as our early human ancestors rise from their damp forest floor camp. They shake off sleep, and dew drops glistening on their naked bodies. They grip their stone axes, scan the jungle for the strongest wood, and strike with heavy blows. Bark chips fly as they drag the long logs across the muddy ground, where trails have been worn into the soft earth by many feet over time. Other members of the tribe strip bark into curling ribbons. These they twist together into a rough rope to drag the logs closer to the worksite. Children gather up the leftover palm leaves and smaller branches to pile near the logs leaning against a thick tree. Here, an adult fastens the logs together with vines to form the first rough frame of what will be their home for the next few weeks. Meanwhile, other groups vanish into the dense forest to hunt. After hours, they return dragging a bloody wild boar back to the clearing. Its tusks gleam white against its dark fur as it's hacked apart and dragged towards the fire. While some start to skin the boar, others spear fish at the river's edge. Their baskets quickly fill with silver bodies glistening in the morning light. Men strike sparks from flint and steel to ignite the smoke and flames. Then all the food is laid on flat stones to sizzle and spit as the fat drips away. Nearby, one man sharpens his spear on a smooth rock, while another carefully carves a bone hook with a sharp piece of flint. Others dig shallow pits and plant poles upright, stomping the soil firm with bare feet. Soon, the frame rises taller and the walls begin to take shape. Children weave palm leaves into large mats, which are then pressed into place to form a tight barrier. The wind rustles through the gaps, and cicadas buzz loudly overhead. Bare arms and backs glisten with sweat as men and women work side by side. More wood is dragged from the jungle, more vines are twisted, and more leaves are gathered. Soon the walls are almost complete, and the shelter is beginning to look like a proper hut. But then dark clouds gather, and thunder rumbles in the distance. Women rush to gather up roots and fruits in leaf bundles. Children hurry back to the camp with baskets half filled with berries and saplings. It's too late. The first fat raindrops begin to fall. People huddle together under the flimsy shelter, laughing and playing as water drips from their hair and shoulders. Some stuff more leaves into gaps in the walls. The fire hisses, but it is still alive. And when the worst of the storm has passed, people venture out again to check the damage. Luckily, only a few leaves have been torn loose, so work can continue. Now that the frame is finished, logs are planted deeper and vines are pulled tighter. Scraps of hide are used to cover any remaining gaps. Next, the hunters drag their latest kill to the hut. This time, it's a huge crocodile, its jaws still wide open in a silent snarl. Hides are scraped clean and stretched to dry in the wind, while extra stones are gathered and stacked around the fire pit. Sharp rocks are piled nearby for making tools. The hut is now shaded and cool inside. Children splash in puddles outside as mothers grind roots and crack nuts. Hunters sharpen their spears on sharp rocks, and when the pangs of hunger are felt, marrow bones are split on stones and the feast begins. Firelight flickers and dances on moist walls as the evening shadows stretch longer and longer. Sparks drift upward and outward from the fire as the last logs are put in place. A doorway is cut out in one side to form a welcome entrance. Smoke now drifts lazily upward through a hole in the roof as the family eats their dinner of fish and roasted meat together. Small children curl against their mothers, while the older ones play at being fierce hunters with spears of wood. Weapons of war are laid nearby as the men rest, and the women wrap themselves in hides that have been stretched and dried in the sun. The orange glow of the fire illuminates the rough palm walls, while outside, a distant roar echoes through the jungle. Insects are attracted to the firelight, and the roof glistens wet under the pale moonlight. The camera lingers on this tiny island of safety, glowing warm and bright in the vast prehistoric darkness. The fire crackles gently, and smoke rises into the starlit canopy above. A few animals stir in the endless prehistoric night. The camera pans slowly to show a family snuggled together outside their hut. They are safe here, in their little corner of the prehistoric jungle.